Hey guys, Lord here, back again with another action figure review. Today we'll be taking a look at the DC Multiverse Collector Edition Clocking, brought to us by the fine folks over at McFarlane Toys. And before we get too far ahead of ourselves, we're actually not going to cut right into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Clock King has to offer in terms of accessories. We're going to have a bit of story time, because back in the day, 2010, Batman Brave and the Bold was on Cartoon Network Friday nights alongside Ben 10, Ultimate Alien, Generator Rex, Secret Saturdays, Star Wars Clone Wars, amidst other action-based shows at the time. Symbionic Titan, I think, was around. And Clock King was a very prominent bad guy in that series. Well, that's where I first heard of this character. So when McFarlane Toys announced this figure, I was like, ooh, gotta get it. And I did. And here he is. And I'm glad I didn't get the platinum, because I did order this guy from Amazon. Because much like I said in the Red Hood video, this wave wasn't available like anywhere except McFarlane and Amazon. Very weird. So with that being said, now we're going to cut right into the meat and taters of this review and take a look-see at all Clock King has to offer in terms of accessories, starting off with the collectible trading card. There you go. His bio on the back. It says he's like a C-list villain. Excuse me, I feel like that's most of the DC villains. And then he also has a pair of clock hands that I assume he uses as swords. So there you go. No fist hands, even though his hands do come off quite easily. I will say, the right hand, as far as the hinge, gave me a little trouble. It kept popping off, but it seems to be okay now. So, a closer look at the Clock King. He does come with a hockey puck display stand that we drop on the floor. Hockey puck display stand we sing with all McFarlane Toys releases. Is it just me, or the silver, nice and shiny DC logos like disappearing from these stands? That kind of blows, but whatever. That said, excuse me, clocks got my tongue? That sounds gross. There he is, the Clock King, missing a crown to really put him over the top and make him look like that Batman Brave and the Bold design. He does have a wired cape. It's like the same material we're used to seeing with DC Multiverse. The Dick Grayson Batman I reviewed the other day had a very similar cape to this. As far as his articulation goes, though, I think this is a new buck. I know this is new. The forearms are new. The hands feel new. The feet feel new. Everything feels new, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see this body 50 million times in the future, just with new forearms and new diaper pieces to compensate for that. As far as articulation goes, his head will look side to side. It'll look up pretty good. Not that far. Down. It will tilt. Shoulders will go up to the side. Back down. Rotate. It's got that beautiful butterfly. Very nice anatomy, too. Look at the shoulders. How they stick out. Look at the waist, how it pinches in. Not perfect, but a lot better than we have been seeing. Bicep swivel, double elbow. A little chunky, not gonna lie, but gets the job done. Wrists have rotation, hinge, and swivel in the wrist. And the hand itself. And again, the hands do come off, so it would have been nice to get some fists with this body, but whatever. As far as the diaphragm goes, it does rotate. It does lean this far back and this far forward. And tilts this far and this far. There you go. It's a little wiggly, but not too bad. Waist twist is there, but it's very tight. Do I even bother with that? I'm not going to bother with that. That is very, very tight in there. I can't get a good enough grip on that to get it to do anything, so we're just going to say no to that. Yeah, we're just going to say no to that. Hips kick out to the side, that far, back down, forward and back. He's got a thigh cut, pretty generous one. Double knee, not too chunky on the knees, thankfully. I will say, on mine anyways, Zeke's ankle here was upside down, and I had to heat up the leg, pop it out, heat up the foot, pop it out, and now it's correct. But it does have rotation, hinge, rather loose hinge, and pivot, as well as toe joint. Not too bad on that side, and not much on that side, unfortunately. So he's got McFarlane issues, but I like the figure. I don't know what to tell you. It's got flaws, particularly with these stupid sculpted wrists everyone likes. I myself don't. And then on top of that, he just has loose joints here and there, and I just feel like loose joints nowadays. Thing of the past, man. Thing of the past, but he is still a cool figure. He is a Batman villain, a Green Arrow villain. His Platinum Chase is a Doom Patrol villain, a Time Master or something like that. But a really cool figure. I dig it. His crazy clock face there. So, with that being said, I can get him centered here. There it is. With that being said, it's time now that we move right along and take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is good old Clock King alongside the other characters available in this collector's edition wave. We have the Platinum Edition of Ragman, as well as the Red Rocket himself, Red Hood. I already did a review of him. Check that out if you haven't already. Would really appreciate it if you did. Yeah, I think Clock King scales quite nicely with these two. Not like he really crossed paths with them or anything. Maybe the Red Hood. Probably not the Ragman. But bringing in our two regulars, we have the Mythic Legion's Brother Mandibilith. Always dropping his club. One of these days I'm going to have to heat up that hand so he doesn't do that anymore. And the infamous Elephant Spawn, who I think in this case, he's about neck and neck with old Clock King there. So, with that being said, it is time now that we wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and whether he's a goofy-ass C-tier villain or not, I gotta be honest with you guys in saying I quite like good old Clock King here. I don't know what it is exactly. Maybe it's my bias because I did grow up watching the Batman Brave and the Bold series where this character was pretty prominent as far as being a villain goes. Granted, he looked a little bit different in that series, but nonetheless, this is pretty close to what he looked like in that series, so I don't know, maybe it just hits it close enough on the mark for me personally, and that's why I likes it, other than the weird wrist thing I noticed on mine, particularly with the right hand. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Until next time, I'll catch you guys later.